Talks about the unknown. I, many years ago, was rather foolish, and we were in the west coast of Ireland, and we were in a bar, and we'd had a couple of drinks, and somebody started to talk about the unknown, the spirit world, and the conversation came up about the gravedigger's house, and the locals started to tell us about it, and this gravedigger was found in his bed, dead, with terrible marks upon his neck, and his eyes wide open. And the doctor said that the marks had nothing to do with his death, but that the man had died of fright. And I scoffed, foolishly. And it came about with a few more drinks and everything else that I accepted a dare or a bet that I would stay the night in the cottage beside the graveyard. And I went there, and we agreed that the door would be locked, and I would stay in there till first light. And I was locked in. And I don't know really what happens, but I think a great deal of fear is in one's mind. It was dank, it was cold. The effects of the booze began to wear off. And I began to think, what in the name of God are you doing? And I felt, I don't know what it was an instinct, it was something stronger than me, pulled me towards this bed where this man had died. And I was drawn, I fought against it, and I was drawn nearer and nearer to this bed. And I was told somehow or another to sit on that bed. I didn't want to, and I did. And an unnatural drowsiness came over me. And I became very sleepy. And I laid down, knowing full well that I shouldn't. And I went to sleep, a limbo sleep. And I woke. What time? I have no idea. The candle had burned down. It was black. It was cold. And I felt a presence. I was completely sober by then and utterly terrified. The hackles on the back of my neck had begun to rise. I was paralyzed by a presence of fear, and I felt something on my chest begin to move. It crept slowly up my chest, and I couldn't move. It came closer and closer to my throat. I gathered all my willpower as this thing came closer and nearer, and I grabbed it, and it was wet and cold, and I bit it, screamed with pain, and that is how I lost my faith.